This video will not feature any trains, so here is a picture of a train. This video may not include any lost rail beds, so here is a picture of a rail bed, and it's lost. We have no idea where it is. Instead, this video will be a continuation of a prior adventure and a real cliffhanger for a future adventure. We will give a slight backstory on a local historical figure who helped shape the early days of the town of Beekman in Dutchess County, New York. So grab a beverage and sit back and enjoy. Here we go. We are going on a new adventure today. I'll give you a sneak peek. Freddy Five Fish. We're going back to Hidden Lake, down by Sylvan Lake, town of Beekman, on the ND&C Clove Branch Railroad. So we're pulling down into Sylvan Lake here on the private road. Where we're going today and where we've been coming here to Hidden Lake is all private property, and you need special permission, which we've secured. We're very, very thankful for that. Chris, who takes care of the place, is nothing but a gentleman about that. And we're coming down to try to find the ore cars that are at the bottom of the lake. And they are allegedly still sitting on pieces of rail. We're going to find out. So this Sylvan Lake is a glacial lake, and Hidden Lake right next to it was the mine. And the Clove Branch Railroad that ran off of the Newburgh, Dutchess, and Connecticut Railroad branched off at Clove Branch itself, which is current modern day 82 and Clove Branch Road. It was chartered at, I think, around 1868. And its number one main purpose was to pull iron ore from the mine down here where we're going, for the Tower brothers out of Poughkeepsie. Albert Tower, who was the head of the family, I think he was the brains, the others were the brawn. He lived not too far from here on Beekman Road. And it came and it went. And by 1900, 1901, it was done. But it was a very prosperous mining operation while it lasted. And it was outdone by the better quality, higher quantity also iron ore that was coming out of the Great Lakes region. It killed all the little mom and pops, and this, quite frankly, was a mom and pop. So we're almost there. As you can tell, I'm cheating on Stewart's this morning. I do every now and then with a Duncan. Because America runs on Duncan, Lost Rail Beds runs on Stewart's. You guys know that. Catch you in a minute. We got all the essentials. She's got her Dunkin' drink. We got a couple chairs, nice little platform. Freddy Fish is getting tweaked by the engineering experts over there, Miss Katie and Matt. Matt also has his In the Sky bird. We're gonna do some above ground shots. So this is roughly, give or take a few feet, the halfway point. We were down there on the south end of the lake last time when we found those big iron rods coming up out of, anchored into the rock ledges. This is where we've got the tip. Very credible tip from a diver that was in here. We got it over the winter on a comment that he remembers seeing them, the rail carts. So that's why we chose this spot for the start. And as those brainiac engineering minds are at each other over there, we're gonna shoot that duck taking off. There he goes. And it's warming up and the sun's coming out. Excellent. I just went over and tried to talk to them about it, and they said, "Get away from here, old man. You don't know what you're talking about." So I'll just lean against this tree. That's what I do best. Just found this cool chunk of iron ore And look at the backside of it. Look at that almost man-made. Why would it be shaped like that? But it's not. It's natural. It's all through here. There's another piece here. And another piece here. So right here was the site of the donkey engine with the crane derrick on it that loaded the cars to be brought to the main line. Let's go check up on these two, see if they've found anything yet.
Hit the lock when that'll turn the thrusters off.
We're watching these black birds. There's some sort of waterfowl. I don't know if they're loons or not. I don't know, do we have loons this far south in New York? I know they're in the Adirondacks. They are acting very loon-like, unlike me who acts loony-like. Not sure you can see them or not. We caught one taking off before. They're pretty cool. They run on top of the water and then they take flight. Wonder what this is. Looks like a joint bar with that bend in it. What would that be about? That looks like a rail joint bar. Huh. Let's go check on the two techies. See what they're doing down there.
Oh, it's only stuck right here?
On the other
Down
side of the
further.
tree though. But yeah, right there.
Filming?
Yeah. It's unstuck. Yeah, I see it.
I said I'd do it, but they said, no, man, you go sit in the shade.
It's been saved.
You got it?
Yeah.
Now look down out here, see if you see anything. Matt said I got Matt Tether, some different net in it. He gets lost. Matt, you hung up on a log, I can pull you in. How is that even a kayak? It's a little bit, you're soaked. That's no different than floating on a piece of wood. You better come in before you get a wet arse. Hey, we don't care how I am, just get the drone back in. I got it. Yay.
Hey Matt, we're gonna go get lunch.
I'm gonna step on this.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I would come this
Grab
way.
that. Grab that. Let me swing around. Yeah, because this seems like it could work.
You definitely need to go back to Matt's house. He needs to change his pants.
Why don't I just pull you up here?
So glad I got all that on camera.
All right, we got Miss Kate here, editor-in-chief, taking over the reins. We charged up Freddy the fish, and we're gonna try straight out in about a 20, 30, 40 foot width, straight out, because we feel this was the drag up here, up to the dinky engine up there.
You're underneath the tree line.
There's Matt. He's dried off from his little excursion before. We're gonna see what we can find. We charged it up here at the lakeside shed that has the water filtration systems in it. Chris was nice enough to let us plug in there and charge it up. Okay, here we go. First, Katie spotted this appearingly large hole with a wooden beam next to it. It's definitely an anomaly. That's what we look for. It stands out from the rest. Here we have footage from the underwater drone of what is a huge mass of rock, more than likely still dotted with ore to this day. The pit, the mine, that turned into this lake is and was approximately 90 to 100 feet deep. Right there we see what appears to be another chunk of iron rod driven into and protruding out of the rock ledge. The water was very murky that day, and we are speculating. We did feature 2 large iron anchor rods in our first underwater shots on this lake on the video titled Gone Fly Fishing from last November. It sure is a strange and alien world down there, isn't it? Next up, here we are about to see another anomaly. This is a cool one. This is great. A very long, straight piece of question mark. Now, could this be a rail, a tie, a beam from the drop trestle? Of course, our minds like to play tricks and wander, but this is 100% in the area where the drag line was that pulled the loaded ore cars up to the trestle spur that would have transported the cars down to the Clove Branch main line at the lakeside. And that's what we've got from this trip. Unfortunately, we all have to wait until next fall when we can return and film again. The camp will be closed for the summer and we'll have full access again. I'm hungry. Want to get lunch? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Let's go. Here at Sylvan Lake, raw iron ore was extracted from the ground, creating giant deep open pits, most of which now are ponds and lakes. This iron ore was loaded onto ore cars and transported via the ore trestle to the mainline Clove Branch Railroad. This particular ore in this area was magnetite, which is a very, very high iron content. The owner of this mine, and most of them in the Sylvan Lake area, was Daniel Delaney, who came directly from Ireland and built an empire of sorts from mining. Delaney brought only the toughest and strongest Irishmen right up from New York City to work for him at these mines. Delaney's iron ore empire allowed him to amass a fortune, and he had a large home built on the eastern shore of Sylvan Lake that exists today, along with the Grand Sylvan Lake Hotel that also exists today at Camp Kindering. As Delaney aged, he retired and sold most of his holdings to Albert Tower of Poughkeepsie, who along with his brothers continued successfully mining the area surrounding Sylvan Lake. Tower brothers owned the Poughkeepsie Iron Company on the Hudson River, and this is where the lion's share of most of this ore was shipped to. By the late 1890s, small northeastern mines were being lost to the larger Great Lakes region mines, and so, by 1900, operations ceased at Sylvan Lake and all other local mines. As for Daniel Delaney, his fortunes benefited Beekman greatly, having introduced a large, hard-working Irish community and having built the first St. Denis Church on Beekman Road. Daniel Delaney died in 1880 and is buried on a hill at St. Denis Cemetery. Morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Say good morning to Miss Nugget. She had a long, hard night. She's tuckered out. Well, folks, today we are going on a bit of a water adventure. Yep, that's an old kayak in there. We're going back to Sylvan Lake, back to Hidden Lake, Delaney Lake, town of Beekman, to the iron ore mine that was owned by Albert Tower and the Tower brothers. We are going back because last time we were there, we had a fairly good shot of what we think is a rail and a wheel of the ore cars. She's awake. Let's get going. Shh, don't tell Stewards. We're here at the intersection of Beekman and Baker Road in the town of Beekman. That is the Albert Tower summer residence. Tricky time of the morning here. Yeah, school buses. But we'll get by. There's a little history on it right there. Tell you what, this William G. Pomeroy Foundation here in New York State does a beautiful job of putting up these historical markers throughout the state. So, Albert also had a mine across the street, quote unquote. So was it down over that hill behind the church? Or, I think, it quite possibly could have been uphill from his house down in there. That drops off really deep. There's a big gaping hole there. I bet that was it. Since we're here in Beekmanville, along Beekman Road, that building right there, I've documented in a video or two, was the either section house or part of the freight house station of Beekman, which would have been down over that hill because the Clove Branch is down there, way down at that tangent, follows the Fishkill Creek. This is the old general store and hotel here in Beekman. Sylvan Lake's that way. Let's go. All right, Katie, the editor-in-chief, is pouring through historical records inside Beekman right now. We're parked in a really bad spot. Here's the lake looking west. We have concluded that Daniel Delaney's residence, private residence overlooking the lake, which still stands today but has been highly modified, is either this gem here or possibly the blue gem right there. Those are the only two of significant size of older status that overlook the lake. From the edge of the lake right there to me is about 50 feet, and it's another 100 feet, so it's 150 feet off. Those cupolas there could be original. It did say, the article she's reading did say this house still stands and it's been significantly altered or something like that. So, all right, we're heading over there to Hidden Lake.
keeps going. It's got to be 100% rail or mine oriented. It's not anything modern being that far down. What is it? No, doesn't go that way. Doesn't go that way. Oops. Not go that way. That's it. %100% out of the hole. Let me turn this on. So, what we have here is a mystery piece. But I can tell you right now that it was down a foot. There's a foot. We'll give you comedy here too. And you see that end? I would say this is 100% wrought iron. This is 100% period correct to the 1880s. It's slagged up along the outer edges. Where we got it here, Hidden Lake, Delaney Lake is right there. Not sure, but it was down in that hole, 12 inches down.